So this week's video, I want to talk about events that happened in my house that led me to believe that this house is haunted by two ghosts. So the very first encounter I had was in a basement. I ran down there to go get me a 2-liter bottle of soda so we could like drink it for dinner. And as I went down there, in the middle of the basement, there was a big shiny orb just sitting there. And I was like, intrigued, because I'm like, wait, why is there an orb in the middle of the room? All the lights were off, so it was completely dark down there, but all I needed was the light on the stairs to like see where I was going at. But still, I just like looked at it for like good 3 seconds before it just like completely disappeared. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, what the was that? An orb, ghost orb, or spirit orb, whatever you want to call it, is a highly concentrated energy that the ghost is giving out to, letting you know there's a presence in there. Majority of the time you could see this through a video or from a photo, but there's some times where you can actually see this with the naked eye. As a young kid, I was a skeptic, like, hey, maybe a headlight bounced out and reflected into the window of the basement, you know, making it look like an orb in the middle of the room. But then I realized, where is it bouncing off to? Because the window, it shoots straight into a fence, and that's all it's hitting, like wooden fence. How is light supposed to bounce off a wood into a glass into the basement? How? Then, you know, the logic, all the lights were off, so how is there an orb in the middle of the damn room? Event number 2 happened a few years later. I was in high school and my sister was still in elementary school or middle school, whatever y'all want to call it. We both didn't have school that day. My parents were still at work though. But the thing is that we were the only people in this house. Now I want y'all to understand, at this moment I was in my room. I don't know what I was doing, probably playing video games or on the computer or on my phone or whatnot, but I was in my room this whole time. My sister was right here in the living room watching TV, and through what she told me is that as she was watching TV, she was chilling in a... Better yet, let me show you. Now, from her side of the story, she told me that she was just sitting here watching TV, and then she felt an eerie presence just watching her. So she turned around and she saw me just standing there staring dead at her, and she just like looked at me and thought I was like being a weirdo or something, and she just turned back around and started watching TV again. 15 seconds later, the real me, comes out from my room and into the living room, and my sister stops me and like asks me like, yo, why are you wearing a whole different shirt? And I looked at her like, what are you talking about? I've been wearing this shirt since I woke up. She said, nah, legitly, I just saw you 15 seconds ago wearing a whole red shirt and just staring at me at the hallway. And I looked at her like, what are you talking about? I've been in the room the whole time. Like, why is there even a reason to look at you? Like, girl, you ugly. Now, through my research, I have found out that what she saw was my doppelganger. And it's not the type of doppelganger that, you know, majority of the people know, like, oh, that dude looks like my friend, that's his doppelganger, or, you know, they resemble alike. No. In the paranormal world, a doppelganger is a spirit that looks like somebody you will know. And majority of the time, when they show up, they look like the person that's around them. So, again, that doppelganger that she saw was in the hallway. My door, where I was at, is like, what, like 10 steps away? So that's what she saw. And through the research I found is that in some cultures, if you end up meeting your own doppelganger and y'all have like a conversation, like, or even look to each other, like y'all don't even have to sit down and drink some coffee, like if y'all just see each other, that's a bad omen, because if you end up meeting your doppelganger, that means that, yo, somebody's about to die, or majority of the times, you is about to die. So that means if I would have came there 15 seconds earlier, your boy would be dead by now. I wouldn't even be here doing this whole YouTube thing. I would have been dead since this happened like about what, 5 years ago or something like that. Now the third major event, it affected me and my family. And before I even talk about that part, I have to give a little bit of backstory so you guys could understand what led up to those events. Now this happened at the end of my senior year, and it was at the time where we were about to do that whole senior ditch day. And I was informed from my dad, yo, at Friday, you're not gonna go to school, you're gonna come with me and your uncle, and we're gonna go over to Tennessee, because my uncle ended up being in a hospital from a kidney stone like infection, whatnot. Like the kidney stone was like damaging all his organs, so this man is like weak at the hospital, so we're gonna go visit him for, you know, more support, like whatnot. To me, he was my favorite uncle. Like, I love this man more than my life. Because of him, my comedic personality like started to bloom when I was young, because this man was hilarious back then. And to see this man fragile, like, dude, like, it hurt me. So fast forward like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, prom night. And at prom night, I ended up getting a phone call saying, yo, I understand you at prom, but I feel it's the need to tell you this. Your uncle has passed away. My parents are all the way in Tennessee looking after him, so they got the news first. They ended up telling my aunt, who called me to tell me that. And so I'm the type of person who like bottles their emotions up. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, you're not gonna see me getting angry, or you're not gonna see me crying, or like being, you know, all depressed and whatnot. Like, I'm gonna be, you know, the funny kind that you're always gonna see 24/7. And for me, I wasn't trying to cry and be all depressed during prom night. So after prom night, we were trying to find like an after party to go to. So what I ended up doing is started drinking that whole night. And obviously, yo, you know, prom night has its own problems. What happened after prom, it had its own problems. That could be its own story time, because at prom night, I ended up losing a lot of friends. There was a rumor about me going, you know, I don't know if it spread around or whatnot, but through the people that were there, you know, it went all over. Fast forward that I'm, you know, at the end of graduation, and like, now that, you know, legitimately my uncle is dead, I haven't cried about it, I haven't been depressed about it. You know, I got problems with school now with prom night, you know, after school, like college and whatnot. I just want to hear my uncle one more time. So what I ended up doing is I went to Amazon and ordered me a spirit box and like a speaker. And with this spirit box, I was able to communicate with the ghost. So one day, as I'm the only one at home, which for me, I should have been recording this, because yo, this actually worked. I ended up using the spirit box to communicate with my uncle, because for me, I felt like he was here. Like, he would rather be here than anywhere else. Again, knowing what happened with his life, you know, later on, it seems reasonable that he will, you know, if his spirit was still here, it will reside in this house. Now, the way this spirit box was used is, it's a small radio connected to a speaker, and the little radio, like, it flips channels by itself. So every second is already going to another channel. As I'm using the spirit box, voices started to come in. And for me, I was getting hyped up, because some of these voices, you know, were answering the questions. Some of them weren't. But the thing is, there was two voices coming through and answering each question. A male and a female. You know, the male was obviously speaking Spanish as well, so I kind of assumed that, yo, this is my dead uncle, since he's like saying the correct answers, and the female voice is saying like the correct answers as well. But like, who is this female? Like, who is you, baby? So as my sister came back from school, I had to show her like, yo, I got a spirit box. I was using it, and ghosts were contacting back at me. Do you want to see this? And we ended up doing it, and even she agreed. Like, dude, the ghost started speaking her name clearly. And if only I had the recording still, cause my phone got lost, and so I don't have any like digital evidence. So I know this is all like, oh, this is some BS if you don't have no evidence to support this, but I have people witnessing this. Like, my sister witnessed this. They were saying her full name. They were answering the questions back. Like, Yo, we know there are ghosts in here. Now, fast forward this to the Day of the Dead, and we made up a small shrine for my uncles and like a few relatives and friends that, you know, passed away. Obviously, y'all know what Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos is, so I only gotta explain for that. So at that night, I got hungry, so I got out my bed and started walking to the living room. And I kid you not, the whole house is in complete darkness. Like, I could maneuver my way through in the darkness without turning any lights because nothing moves around here. As I walked into the living room, I saw a reflection on the wall on top of the shrine. And I don't know where the light source was just coming from, but it was a whole cross just beaming on top of all the pictures of the dead people. And I was like, yo. First of all, I walked past it because I thought it was, you know, whatever, a reflection. But as I was like getting milk and whatnot and, you know, thinking about it, yo, I used the spirit box like a few days ago or weeks ago, whatever. And I started communicating with my uncle again, you know, getting responses and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, on top of the pictures, there's a reflection of a cross on top of them. Tell me that ain't a sign. I don't know where the light source was going because after I drank my milk, I went straight over there to like see where the light source was coming from. And I kid you not, I went around the whole shrine and where is this light source coming from? Because it's still beaming up there. And tell me why, when I told my mom the next day about the shrine and the whole like glowing cross and whatnot, she ends up telling me, yo, I had a nightmare too that night. And it was about my godmother. Now y'all gotta understand, one of the pictures that was in that shrine was of her godmother. But here's the thing, what my mom has told me that in the past, when she was still alive, she was a witch. Now, the backstory for her is that she used to be Catholic, like all religious and whatnot. Like basically, like my friend Tito's parents. Well, one day she just stopped being all religious and started going into witchcrafting. And the fucked up part is that in my mom's nightmares, she visited her and she legitimately told her, yo, take my picture out the damn shrine or else I'm gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Well, what happened during that time? I saw a glowing cross on top of the shrine that night. The same night that she was getting a whole nightmare. So you still gotta tell me, how does that happen? How does me seeing a whole glowing cross on top of a shrine and my mom having nightmares of a lady who was in that picture the same night at the same time? How is that not like coincidence? Like, yo, that is like hardcore like paranormal stuff. Somebody explain to me that. Now these last events happened within what, 2-3 weeks ago. Now, I have a dog. I went and got this dog during August when she was 3 months old, and since then she has been constantly barking, growling, and crying. You know, since we leave her in the basement by herself, since, you know, we made a whole room for her down there. And there's some times where, you know, I get phone calls or messages from my sister saying, yo, she's like crying for help, like non-stop barking, she needs some help. Like, the girl, she knows exactly that there is ghosts in here because she's barking and growling at stuff that ain't even there. She knows there are ghosts in here. One of this instant was a few weeks ago. Me and her was chilling on the couch watching TV. Only people around here was just us two. And out of nowhere, I hear from the bathroom floor a whole plastic cup just smashed on the ground. And Hazel jumped up and she started barking for 2 minutes straight, just barking and growling at that, you know, staring at the bathroom. Like, she was standing the same place where my sister said I was standing like a few years ago with the red shirt. That same place she was standing at, just barking nonstop. I'm gonna show you what had happened, and I swear I want people to tell me, give me explanations on all these ghost activities. Prove me wrong that there ain't no ghost around here. But I'm gonna show you what happened in the bathroom. Now, as y'all can see, there is the plastic cup that I was talking about, next to some baby wipes and the toilet lids. Like, the lids were exactly like this, 2 of them. I want y'all to tell me how that this plastic cup ends up being there across the whole bathroom. From there to here, just smacking. Because obviously, if it would have fell though, it would have landed there or in the trash. Or at least somewhere on the side. Not all the way across. Because that's what I ended up picking up. So tell me now. How does it end up being over there? None of the windows are even open. So there ain't no breeze. So come on, people. I want y'all to tell me. Prove me wrong now. After that incident, fast forward to last Sunday. And for you people who have me on Snapchat, y'all saw how freaked out I was over this. Last Sunday, I came back from work and me and Hazel were playing in my room, like smacking around, like, you know, playing with my dog basically for a good 10 minutes. Then after that, I stopped and wanted to check out my phone, like go on Facebook and all these other social media. So I hopped onto the bed. And Hazel kept like playing around with me, you know, trying to bite my arm, you know, wanting me to continue to wrestle with her. But I was too focused on Facebook to play with her. Like, yo, I just played with you a whole 10 minutes straight. Like, can I have some time to see some memes and whatnot? So, as she's continued playing around with me, I feel on my back a tug on my collar. My dad was in the living room, and from what he told me, my sister and my mom were both downstairs sleeping on the mattress we had downstairs. So I thought, yo, maybe my sister came up here to scare me. And she ended up pulling up my collar so, you know, I could like turn around and for her to like, boo. So as I keep feeling my collar, the back of my shirt just getting pulled, I'm like, yo, stop it, girl. Like, I know it's already you. No response. And now Hazel runs up and like starts sniffing like the area that I was getting pulled at. So I was like, oh, okay. Next, I felt 3 or 4 taps on my right butt cheek. So I'm still thinking, yo, it's my sister not playing with Hazel, telling her, you know, go to my butt cheek and like start sniffing there or like scratching her, you know, around with me basically. So I told my sister to stop and come watch this video with me. And I hear no response. So I turned around and there's nobody behind me. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's crouched down under the bed, like waiting to like peekaboo or something at me. And so now Hazel runs to that butt cheek and like starts like clawing at it, like digging. So then I moved her out the way and now I'm feeling hard, like not even hard taps, like medium tap, like some normal tapping. Now from my right butt cheek to the side of my right leg. And so now I just jump like around. I'm like, yo, stop it. I look around, she ain't there. Ain't nobody there. Who is tapping on me? So I run downstairs because, again, that's what my sister is supposed to be at. So I run all the way down there. Guess who's in the mattress asleep? My mom and my sister. Now, I can understand some of y'all gonna be like, oh, maybe it's your dad. For the people who know my dad, y'all know my dad don't play like that. So again, who is like sexually touching me? They is pulling my collar. They is feeling on my right butt cheeks. And they feeling on these fine legs of mine. So, how, who, and why? Give me those reasons, cause come on, how is that not ghost activity? But like the thing is, Hazel hasn't been barking that whole time. So if it is a ghost, why is she not reacting to it? Why am I feeling touched from my neck, from my butt cheek, and on my leg? Can someone please explain to me? But yeah, that's the whole story time or stories that I have of my house being haunted. Now, I'm not saying that, yo, these spirits are evil and don't come to my house. Nah, I lived here since I was 3 years old, and not once have I felt like, yo, I'm gonna die or I'm gonna get possessed or anything. Like, all this activity is just letting us know that, yo, we still here, we still rocking your house. Like, come and talk to us, baby. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on my social media. Like, if more activity comes up, I'm gonna post something about it sooner or later. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell notification button to be notified when my videos are uploaded. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and you believe me on my ghost stories. Don't forget to share this to your friends. And other than that, y'all still say spooky, y'all.
Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know. Though grown-ups might look at him with fright, the children all love him so.